locally produced farm radio show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly cloudy good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester, looking at the clouds out there. A little bit of a breeze, so there is a wind chill. We're starting off relatively mild for this time of the year. We should be, I want to say right around 16 degrees. We started off pretty close to 20. Some of you did pick up some snow a little bit earlier this morning, just before sunrise, especially in some parts of the lower peninsula. About a half inch to an inch at a number of locations in southeast Michigan and over in Michigan's Thumb. Obviously, a little bit more over on the west side of the state, and the southern part of the state has been picking up quite a bit of snow over the past couple of days, and we'll touch on that in just a moment. Matthew, what are we looking at right now as far as temperatures?
So, over at the airport, it's cloudy at 22. Over at Midland, it's cloudy at 23. Here at Radio Center, we have some light snow at 21 degrees. We have southwest winds at 10 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 29.71, and it's rising.
We're going to keep those southwest winds pretty much all day today and tonight. We will pick up a little bit more in the way of intensity and wind gusts as we go through the day tomorrow. It'll be coming more out of the south than the southwest and gusting up to right around 30 miles per hour for a good part of the day tomorrow. That, as a result, is going to warm up our temperatures. We'll be warmer today. We'll be at or just a little bit above the freezing mark. We should come in at right around 33 degrees. Whatever light snow there was is pretty much tapered off, except in the lake effect areas where the lake effect snows are continuing. And I was taking a look at some of the locations like Lansing. As of right now, they have more than 8 inches of snow on the ground. Muskegon has 7. Grand Rapids is officially reporting 5, but we've heard a number of locations where they're looking at more along the lines of 8 and 9 inches in that part of the state. Also looking at Scottsville and Mason County, they say they have about 8 inches. Hart and Newaygo and Oceana County, Hart, they're looking at close to a foot. Fremont and Newaygo County is looking at a half a foot. Big Rapids has about 6 inches. Looking at 5, 6, 7 inches all around a number of Grand Rapids reporting stations. Looking at 5 inches in Ionia. Charlotte, Eaton Rapids, Grand Ledge, all looking at about 6 inches of snow on the ground as of right now. Are we going to pick up a little bit more as far as snow goes? Well, I don't know exactly for us here in the Great Lakes Bay region if we're going to pick up much of anything in the way of snow as we go through the next couple of days. It does appear as though late Friday night, real late Friday night and early Saturday morning, we are going to get some snow, but it is going to be mixed with some freezing rain and in some places just plain old rain. Our high tomorrow after a low of 22 tonight will be about 36, 37 degrees. Then we'll only drop down to right around the freezing mark on Friday night. And Saturday, our high temperature is going to more or less be right after midnight. And as we go into the morning hours, that temperature is going to begin to drop. And it'll drop because we're going to see a change in the wind direction. Instead of a southwest wind like it will be on Friday night, it's going to turn more northwesterly as we go through the day on Saturday, and wind gusts of up to 25 miles per hour. Saturday is going to be the transition day because we will be transitioning from freezing temperatures, 32, which, as I said, will be the overnight low and the high temperature for the day on Saturday, to 0 for a low temperature on Sunday. Saturday night, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we drop down to right around 8 or 9 degrees. So it is going to be quite cold, and we are going to have a northwest wind gusting to 25. So wind chills will have something to contend with. But if if you are going to be doing some traveling over the weekend, you're not really going to have much of an issue as far as roads are concerned, because those temperatures are going to be, as I said right away, freezing mark on Saturday morning, dropping down into the low teens by Sunday night, but we're not looking for any precipitation. There will be a northwest wind, so Michigan's thumb area could be looking at some snow squalls as we move into the later afternoon and the evening hours on Saturday night. But for the Great Lakes Bay region, I'm not looking for much of anything. Sunday is going to be just simply cloudy. We will struggle to hit 15 degrees for a high on Sunday, and then Sunday night, it will be 0. There will be snow all the way down into Kentucky and Tennessee on Sunday night. Then during the day on Monday, 8 degrees, we're optimistic for a high on Monday. Same thing on Tuesday. Wednesday, we'll move up into the upper teens for a high. Low temperatures on Monday night, 5 below. On Tuesday night, 3 below. And on Wednesday night, we'll warm up, but still be in single digits for a low on Wednesday night. But to take us all the way through the 29th of January, opening day for Zender Snowfest, we are going to be looking at our temperatures running below to much below normal. Precipitation values will be trending a little bit to the lower side as well. Normal high for this time of the year is 29. The normal low is 16. Record high in this state is 53. That was set back in 1949. And the record low, 12 below 0. It was set in 1982 and tied in 1994. The coldest ever, 16th of January, was in 1994. 3 was our high, 12 below was the low. The warmest ever, 1933. 50 was our high, 38 was our low. And the most amount of snow on this date, 1924, 5.2 inches of snow. Sun will set this evening at 5:27, rise tomorrow morning at 8:05. So fairly uneventful as far as travel is concerned, and snow here in the Great Lakes Bay area. 33 for a high, 22 for a low. Warmer still tomorrow. It'll actually feel more like spring, but obviously it won't be. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, Matthew, who do we have?
Up next, we have Melinda Sweeney from the Andersons, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
But before we get to them, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
Nutrient Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrient Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrientagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Very proud to be a sponsor of the Clearwater Farms Organic Expo. We had a chance to talk to the folks from Michael Sarr Crop Insurance yesterday. They had a booth set up, and they're presenting this morning to a group of farmers. Very good turnout at the Organic Expo, and it does look like once again next year they are going to be presenting Organic Expo at the DoubleTree. The Sarr Agency is licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. You can reach their agents directly on the cell for questions or emergencies, or you can give them a call at the office, 989-868-4722. The Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. We say good morning to Melinda Sweeney over at the Andersons. And Melinda, I haven't had a chance to take a look at the markets. It's been a busy morning. What's going on?
Good morning. We do not have the same tune we've had all week. corn is down 3 nearby. Beans are down 20 and wheat's down 5. Corn trading lower this morning after meeting resistance over the past 2 days. We closed at 480 level in the March contract yesterday. Yesterday's ethanol production report showed production below average trade estimate, but still going strong. Southern Brazil, the harvest of the first crop, corn, and planting of the second crop, Safrinha crop, has begun. The state of Henne, I don't think I said that right, reported that 1% of the first crop of corn has been harvested and 2% of the Safrinha crop has been planted. Despite drier areas, the first crop yields are generally good as to be expected. On the bean front, beans are trading sharply lower this morning to start the day as March futures fall from their Monday's highs of 1064 futures. While the U.S. ending stocks have tightened, the world stocks are still quite large. Both soybean meal and oil are trading lower as well. Expectations out of Brazil on their soybean front are the crop has lowered slightly, with one analyst reducing the estimate by 1 million tons to 170 million. Rainfall over the past week favored northern and eastern Brazil, while southern Brazil experienced a small dry condition. The forecast still shows favorable rains projected for northern Brazil, with an increased chance of rainfall in southern Brazil later this week. With wheat trading lower this morning, what's happening in that market? Wheat is trading lower as futures struggle to rally significantly off their contract lows and primarily stay range-bound in the trade. The higher dollar has kept prices suppressed in the wheat market. Wheat conditions continue to underperform compared to corn and soybeans, while the U.S. dollar remaining has kind of headwind for the wheat prices. Despite the 70 basis point decline yesterday, the dollar index is still up 9% from the September low of 99.8%. So we had a favorable report on the 10th. There's a lot of moving parts going into Monday's inauguration, and the market is also closed Monday in observance of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So a lot moving as we go into a 3-day weekend for the market as well as everybody else.
Boy, it sure sounds that way. It's probably a good thing that growers were able to hopefully take advantage of some of the prices over the past several days, because we're heading in the wrong direction right now.
Yeah. We always hope that they kill the Brazilian crop again. So, but yes, I agree. Hopefully everyone was able to take some risk off the board this past week. So
right now on the board, what do you have?
Yeah, January corn is $4.30. New crop 25 corn, $3.85. New crop 25 soybeans, $9.52. New crop July red wheat at $4.98, and new crop July white wheat at $5.38.
You take care, Melinda. Have a great day. Have a nice weekend coming up, okay?
Thanks. Everyone out there as well. Melinda
Sweeney over at the Andersons. Over to Doug Klein from Oppenheimer we go. The market report brought to you by Legendary Tree Care. Tree trimming, tree removal, is that a part of what you need to get done here? Well, Legendary Tree Care can do it. No job is too big or too small. They are fully licensed and insured, and they do specialize in the big projects. And now, given the weather conditions, it does appear as though the ground is firming up a little bit. Might not be all that bad of a time to think about possibly getting some work done outside. They do specialize in those big projects. LegendaryTreeCare.com, or like them on Facebook. Market report also brought to you by Freeland Bean and Grain, your Dairyland seed dealer. The guy to get a hold of right now to talk about those Dairyland varieties is Justin Varner, so give him a call today. Remember, Dairyland Seed, they've got seed with your name on it from your friends at Freeland Bean and Grain since 1983. Where serving you is their business. Doug Klein, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, Melinda mentioned it, and yeah, we won't have any markets on Monday by the sounds of it.
Right. Mm-hmm. That's correct.
So all sorts of celebrations.
Too cold to do
going
anything
on.
fun.
Yeah, no kidding. Wow. I don't know. Do you have a heater on that snow machine?
Heated handlebars, but yeah.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to be home, but oh well.
Well,
I just have to take a work day off. You know?
put the horses in the pen and bed them down. Okay.
Yeah, you got that right. So Bank of America had their earnings, and I think Morgan Stanley had their earnings, and they were outstanding. So those guys, hit it out of the park. So that was the kind of the gist of the morning. More talk on the nominees and all that's going on. So a little bit of uncertainty there, but market's okay. Really not dropping much. The Dow's only down 30 points. The S&P's only down 4. And the Nasdaq's down 0.25%. So, like I said, not a big deal. Crude's down $1.50, so that's sort of maybe hit some resistance, but unfortunately, so did grains in that respect. Precious metals still moving up a little bit, about 1% or so, right in that neighborhood. So here's your numbers. The March corn 474.5, down 4.25. September corn 453.25, down 6. March soybeans 1021.25, down 21.5. September soybeans 1021.25, the same, down 18. March wheat is 541, down 6, and September wheat 576, also down 6. Crude oil is 77.15, down $1.56. Heating oil is 254.22, down 2.77 cents. Gasoline is 210.22, down 5.5 cents. And natural gas 353.25, down 3.25 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, US dollar buys $1.4385 Canadian. That's up by 45 ticks. Now the dollar buys 155.18 yen. That's down by 129 ticks. The euro's at 103.06. That's up by 17 ticks. And the dollar is 108.89, down by 19 ticks. Gold is at 27.5490, up 37.10 an ounce. Silver is 31.69, up 29 cents. Platinum's 940.40, up $6.10. Copper's at 442.04, up 3.1 cents.
Righty. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you again tomorrow, Doug.
Will do.
All right. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. A couple of notes that you should be aware of right now. Don't forget the Great Lakes Crop Summit. That's coming up on a couple of weeks, but it's always good to have the reminder. It is going to be the 29th and the 30th of this month. That's going to be down at, or I should say over at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. They're looking for a whole lot of folks at 2 days of networking, learning, fun, plus opportunities to earn RUP and CCA credits. So for more information, just go to micorn.org, or you can go to miwheat.org, because the wheat growers obviously are going to be a part of that activity, as well as the soybean growers. Speaking of wheat growers that are interested in becoming part of the groundbreaking Great Lakes Year Enhancement Yield Network can now begin to register so they don't lose out on the opportunity for this year to learn more about their wheat crop and how to hit their yield potential. Growers interested in participating, registration closes February the 7th. To register or get more information on the Great Lakes Yen, visit miwheat.org, or of course you can talk to somebody from the wheat board at Great Lakes Crop Summit, which again is going to be the end of this month. Coming up next, Matthew, who do we have?
Up next, we have Jerry Samolsky from the Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville, and we also have Craig Voorhees from the Rummel Insurance Agency.
We'll talk to both of them right after this. Do you have a yield monitor in your combine? Do you print off a pretty picture every year, but you don't know what to do with it? Why don't you have PC Ag Solutions analyze your data to help you make profitable decisions for the upcoming season? We can help you analyze your data from your planter, sprayer, or combine and compare it to your soil types and nutrient availability. Anything from the planting date to your speed, population, and variety to elevation, drainage, and in-season applications. We can help you make the most profitable decision on your farm. Call us today, 989-868-4444. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese, purchasing local soys, processing local beans, and marketing local Exceller meal, which is a high bypass soybean meal. That's for your dairy herd. So if you need more information on that, just contact your nutritionist or local feed dealer today and ask them about Exceller meal, a product of Quality Roasting of Reese, offering those consistent, competitive prices for your soybeans. Farm Service also brought to you today by the folks at High Fidelity Genetics. You do need ways in this market to put a profit on your bottom line, Mr. Farmer. So it starts with saving half the cost of seed before you even get started. High Fidelity Genetics offers non-GMO seed corn and soybeans that qualify for organic production. You get high quality, high yielding seed at half the price. And test plots prove that you get the best for less with High Fidelity Genetics. Find out more by going to highfidelitygenetics.com or call them at 515-434-7333. We say good morning to Jerry Samalski, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. The word is brr, not so much for today and tomorrow, but Jerry, coming up the weekend and next week. And you mentioned about it. Was that yesterday? We were talking about the cold temperatures.
Yeah, the cold doesn't bother us so much. Again, it's the volatility that's a big thing, and even the lows. So our Zone 6, our new designation of Zone 6, means that we shouldn't be getting less than -10. So if we're getting -2, -3, that's a fair bit away from -10. So our plants are all going to be safe, even ones that are marginally hardy. So we've been using some cherry laurel and some blue atlas cedar and what else? Even some crepe myrtle. So the people that know what those are, crepe myrtle, are really prized in the South. Now, they may not be here for 50 years. Chances are in the next 20 years, we're going to get something colder than -10. But gosh, if you can spend 50, 80, $100 on a plant that you've had for 6, 8, 10 years and enjoyed it for that time, that's a pretty good investment, I'd say.
I would say so. You do have them available at the nursery, Jerry?
We do, Terry. And, Thursday's plant of the week. And I just want to quick mention Chief Joseph Pine. I've got one in my backyard. It is a cool plant. Grows slow, 4 to 6 feet, maybe up to 10 feet tall, dwarf growing. What makes it cool is it looks like a normal pine in the summer, but right now it is as yellow as any yellow plant could ever be. And it's going to turn back to green as the temperatures warm up. And again, next fall, next winter, it goes back yellow. It's just a fun plant to watch.
It is. And again, you've got those available too.
Oh, we got all kinds of good stuff, Terry.
All right, Jerry. Hey, thanks a lot. We'll talk to you next week. All right.
Yes, sir. Have a good week.
I will. You too. Jerry Samalski, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Greg Voorhees with the Rummel Agency joining us right now. And wait a minute. Are we talking about electric bikes?
Right, Terry. We are. The other day we talked about going south and people getting out of this cold weather. Well, a very popular item when folks do travel now are the electronic or electric, or commonly called e-bikes. And if you want your bike covered, it needs to be listed on your policy like an ATV or a side-by-side or a snowmobile, something like that. It's considered a motorized vehicle, so it doesn't get automatic coverage from, say, your house contents. So if you want coverage on them, and some of them can be kind of pricey, you need to check in with your insurance agent and get that, find out what you need to do. It's pretty simple. It's no different than adding any of those other items I was talking about. But again, it's an optional thing. You don't have to do it, but if you want the coverage, you need to make the call.
And again, you hit the magic word when you said pricey. If you got something that's expensive, as expensive as that, I think it might be a good idea to have some insurance on it.
Well, that's totally up to the individual, but you can spend thousands of dollars on those things, and if you want some coverage on it, we can take care of it for you. Sounds
good. Craig, you take care. Have a nice weekend, all right?
We're going to give it a shot, Terry. You too.
Okay. Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth. They got all sorts of things going on over there. But first and foremost, we want to talk about those Farmall tractors because they range anywhere from 35 to 140 horses, and they'll do whatever you need to get done. And undoubtedly, before all that long, you're probably going to have some work that you're going to want done, and you want a tractor that'll fit the need. And that's where Weiss comes in, because they'll pair you up with a Farmall tractor that's designed for the workload that you need to have done. Remember, It's all a matter of can do, and can do comes in red. Compact Farmall A Series to the Deluxe Compact Farmall C and C Series with cabs, all available today. At Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth, doing it right longer. Matthew, let's check on New York and see what's going on right now. Teresa over at Baird & Company joining us. Teresa, are we having any luck today after, boy, it was kind of wild yesterday?
Yesterday was wild is I think the right word. A little calmer here. Dow Jones Industrial Average only up 9 points this morning at 43,231. 278 million shares traded. NASDAQ is down 73 points at 19,438. 544 million shares traded there. Some stocks of local interest include Caterpillar at 379.30, up 441. Deere 437.31, up 8.43. CMS Energy 67.59, up 98. Dow 40.54, up 14. DuPont 75.98, down 26. Corteva 61.11, up 19. General Motors 51.49, down 21. Trinzio 442, down 22. Walmart 91.03, down 31. Huntington Bank 16.84, down 20. Independent Bank at 34.62, down 28, and AT&T at 21.98, up 7 cents.
You have a great day, Teresa. Thank you so much.
You as well.
Teresa DeVoe over at Baird & Company. Well, we talked a little bit about wheat, just to kind of give you an idea. The projected wheat seeded this year is up 38% from a year ago. We're still behind 2023. But overall, it is way up there. That's because the wheat seeding began a lot earlier than normal. We were talking 10% of the crop was planted by the second week of September last fall. The crop was all in the ground by early November, and the months of October and November were generally mild with good rainfall. So as of the 24th of November, 77% of the crop was rated in good to excellent condition. So it does look like if Mother Nature cooperates here over the next couple of months, we very possibly could have a very good wheat crop. But again, we had an excellent crop as far as planted acreage go and harvested acreage in 2023. We're not going to beat that. Farm Service has been brought to you today by the folks at the Frankenmuth Credit Union. Make them your hometown financial solution. Find out more by going to frankenmuthcu.org. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude with the playing of our national anthem, brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coin in Bay City.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. Secretary of State Blinken says he's confident the implementation of the Gaza ceasefire agreement will begin Sunday as planned. Last-minute disputes have held up Israel's approval of the deal that was worked